Okay, guys, let's quickly learn how to import images on our HTML. So, like I taught you guys before, you just go once you download your Trebedit, you open it. Now, once you open it, you look for the file you're working on your for your HTML. We're using tutorial one. So I've opened my tutorial one. You see, we only have index.html. So what we're going to do now is to import any of the pictures we want to use in our HTML file or for our website. You click on the plus sign at the bottom right corner of your screen and then click on import file. Now you wait for your page to load up and you search for the picture you're looking for or the image you want to use. Okay, let's use this one. If you can't find it there, you can click here and see more options for your file, and you select anyone you want. But since we've seen it here, we can just use, let's take example, this image, web development. Let's use it now. You see the image has been imported into our file, which is our tutorial one. So now what we're going to do next is to name it. We're going to name this file into something that we can use on our HTML file. So now we just click on it and hold it, and then this is going to pop up. Then you click on rename. Delete what's there before. Let's name it Diuxa image. .png. Don't forget, always add your extension. Either you use png or you use jpeg. So both of them, you can use any of them, but let's use png. Now you click on rename. Automatically it will rename that particular image to what you just named it. Now the next thing for you to know is to open your index.html file. Now once you open it, now you come and first thing you're going to do is your tag, your image tag. You see, we already have it on Trebedit there. As you can see, we have the first option, which is less than div greater than. The next one is less than a greater than. Div is to divide. Well, okay, we're going to look into all of those elements, but let me focus on the image. So let's use the image tag. Click on it. Automatically it will complete the remaining write-up for you. Now your source is your source name. That's the name of the file. So we're going to name it, okay, what we named before is Diuxa image dot png. You're going to write it like that. Then your alt, I taught you guys what alt means. Alt is an image, or no, alt simply means alternative of what is going to be written, or what is the name of the image that you are affixing, so that in case if the network does not load up properly, or possibly there is one glitch or the other, or wrong coding, it's going to write it there that this is what alt, this is what this image is supposed to be for. So let's write it Diuxa image. Let's still write it Diuxa image. Then now let's save our work. Okay, but the next thing we need to do now is to set the size. Don't forget, I taught you guys how to set the size, but first of all, let's take a look at what our work is looking like. We already have fixed that image. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so you see tutorial 1, tutorial 2, and tutorial 3. Now we are having the image of this flyer here, but as you can see, it's too wide. I mean, it's too wide. So we're going to set the width and the size so that it will fit in perfectly. For those of you who do not know how I got back to my HTML file, what I did is just to click on that back arrow. That arrow that is indicating back. Just click on it and it will take you back. Now, what you're going to do now is to type width. Width equal to, let's check if we have it. Okay, width equal to, let's check if we have it. Okay, equal to. Then you bring your, okay, we already have that equal to stuff here too. Okay, so now let's give it, let's say 300. Let's give it 300. Now let's save our work and load it up again and see. Okay, you can see now it has been reshaped to the size that we want, the size of the screen that we want. So that's how to, you can put width and height, but most of the times I would advise you to use, okay, now let me teach us something. Let's assume we've given it a width, now let's give it a height. Let's give it a height of, let's say, 600. Now I'm doing this for you to know the reason why it's good to use only width when you are resizing your image. Now once you set your width and you are setting your height, now let's save it and play it, and then you're going to see what it's going to show. Can you see that the image has the original size of the image has been distorted? So that's why it's expedient that when you are setting your size, use only width, unless if you know the accurate number of height, or the accurate size of height and width. That's when you're going to set the two. But if you don't know the accurate size of height, you don't need to use it. Just use your width. So your width will just randomly reduce the size to a normal size. So we're going to take out our height now. Now let's save our work. Now let's go back to our, okay, so you can see now. So I was teaching you guys also something yesterday night when I was doing this. So but we did the wrong coding here. Now mind you, whatever it is you are doing, is expedient that you put it inside your body tag, because now when we start coding further now and we don't correct this thing in time, it's going to affect us later after. So you see, I copied all those code and I pasted it inside our body tag. It's very important to do that. So now let's write something so that I can teach us how to use those tags I taught us yesterday. Let's say Diuxa Tech Hub is a global tech company aspiring to educate a good number of persons on tech and digital skills. Okay, so that's it. Let's save it. Now let's play and see what it shows. You see, after the image we have the write-up, and if you can notice, the write-up is starting from the end of the image, which we don't want that. So that's where you're going to use that tag I taught you guys before, which is what? Div. You use div, div. You use your word less than, greater than, and div. You use your div to signify that this is a new. So now let's copy this text and take it back into our div. Now let's save it and run it again. Let's play. So you can see now it's now on a new line. That's to tell that this is a different division. You are dividing this Diuxa Tech Hub. This write-up now is a different division from the image. So now let's go back again and practice what we did yesterday also. We learned how to bolden our text and how to make our text italic, and also how to use our break element. So now we're going to start with how to bolden a text. Let's say we want to bolden Diuxa Tech Hub as an entity. Diuxa Tech Hub, we want to bolden it. So I taught you guys that the older way of doing it is to use what? Your B tag. Your B tag, you see it has completed, it has closed the tag for us. So what we're going to do is to copy Diuxa Tech Hub and cut it and paste it inside it, and then let's save it. Now I've saved it. Now let's run it. So you can see that your Diuxa Tech Hub here is emboldened. Now let's go back again and use the recent one, because you wouldn't want to be coding as an outdated developer. So the recent one for boldening your text is what? Strong. So you use strong to bolden your text now, because if you go to advanced companies, maybe you're employed in an advanced company and you're coding and you're using B, there is how they will look you. They will say, this guy is obsolete. So we use strong. Strong. Now let's save it and go back and view. You see it's still boldened. The same thing. It's the same thing, but just for you to be updated and be a modern programmer, you gotta use strong. Now let's learn how to make our text italic. Let's assume we want to make this digital skill italic. This digital skill, we want to make it italic. What you're going to do is to use the old form of doing it is what? I. Those of you who remembered, use your I. So now let's cut it. Let's cut it and paste it in there. Paste. Now let's save our work and play. You can see that the digital scale is what? The digital scale has been made italic. Now let's go back and use the modern form. Don't use the old form. The modern form is EM. We use emphasis. It's called emphasis. So the short form is EM. Now let's save it and run it. So you see it's still the same thing, But let's go back now. Let me show you something how to use your breakpoint. Let's play and see something so that we can understand better. Now if you notice that this site, our write-up, I taught you guys something yesterday that your website should be justified. So we are going to, I don't know how to show this properly, but you see your Diuxa 1, Diuxa 2. That Diuxa 1, let's assume the page is a full page like this. You can see that this your other text, Diuxa Tech Hub is a global tech company, has been broken. You can see that it has entered the next line. So how to use our breakpoint to bring from this point of aspiring, let's bring it down to the beginning so that it will be on the next page. Now that is where your breakpoint comes in. Now this is your aspiring. So what we're going to do here now is to use our breakpoint, which is what? Less than br greater than, that is what? Break, br, that is your breakpoint. Now let's save it and run it again and see. You can see that your aspiring has come down. Now from this place also, let's say this setup is a global company. We'll use our breakpoint to bring it down. Aspiring to educate a good number of, from that of and persons, let's also break it there. Of and person, okay, this is it, of and person. So let's use our less than br greater than, give space. Now you realize that when you save it and play, you see your work is now properly justified. So that is how to use your strong element, your breakpoint element, and your italic element. So now our work is looking beautiful and justified. So do your assignment, replicate the same thing I did, add an image to your work, use your strong element, your italic element, and your breakpoint element, and submit in the submission group. See you all again on Friday.